Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back here. I took a quick pit stop there at the Joel Osco. Here we're at, there's the top of the John Hancock over there. We're at Sedgwick, north of Division here. And we'll head up through the Marshall Field Garden Apartments here. We'll head up to Lincoln Park, but we're still on the backside of Old Town. There's some Christmas lights over there. And once we get across North Avenue, I'll probably do a diagonal zigzag through the Old Town Triangle because I want to get to the South Pond to see if the lights for the zoo, or if they're testing them again. They're so beautiful, they're reflected in the water. I figure that'll be the most holiday lights we'll see tonight, if they're on. They weren't on last night. I ended my live abruptly last night to do the same thing, run to the bathroom. But here's hey, you got to see, these are the scooters you can sit on. I don't think I can do the ones I can do the ones you stand up. I'm always afraid I'm gonna go over the handlebars. There's the train. There's the CTA train here. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the backside of Old Town here. And I was on earlier. I just ended that live. Thanks for coming back here, Sheridan. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, we're back. I took a pit stop there, so thanks for coming back. I let the mods know. I think Grandma's Corner heard it. And there's the Marshall Field Garden Apartments here. We're on Sedgwick Street. There's the Edgewater Terrace Apartments there, parts of it. And we'll head up Sedgwick Street. And we're at Evergreen Street. That's what they call it, Evergreen Terrace there. That way, see those buildings over there on Mohawk. Is that Mohawk? No. Hudson Street. No, Cleveland. That's Cleveland Street. Cleveland Street, we're on Sedgwick. We're on Sedgwick here at Evergreen. We'll head up by the Marshall Field Garden Apartments, which are on our left. Hey, hope you're having a good night. We got about 40 degrees here in Chicago. There goes the 37 bus. Sedgwick's amazing. Sedgwick has a bus line. Lincoln Avenue doesn't have a bus line, but Sedgwick has a bus line. And there, Morehouse. Youth for a Better Life here. So you see how they got the defensible space here. That's for the protection of the people that live here. These are privately managed. These were here before Cabrini Green. They're still here. And it's a pretty nice location. And this is the Marshall Field Garden Apartments here. I think they were built these in 1929. Look, there's the laundry. There used to be horse stables there. Who remembers when there were horses, when they had the carriages? They got rid of all the horse-drawn carriages, but they used to let the horses graze there. And there actually was a indoor riding area where they would do horse shows and things. This is Schiller and Sedgwick, and there's the train tracks. This is market rate housing here. Hey, the divvy bikes. Schiller and Sedgwick here, backside of Old Town. Yeah, Chicago. Vermont's tuning in. How you doing there, Mark? Yeah, Eduardo, it's Chicago. Yeah, thanks for asking there. Yeah, I didn't see your comment there. I wasn't checking the screen. Yeah, this is Sedgwick Street. See, they got a nice arts program here. They're doing art classes here. Here's the Sedgwick Art Gallery. Yeah, I like seeing this. Look at this. They're doing art classes right here. Look at the faces there, the paintings. Wow, look at this creative spot here. You make this place beautiful. I like that. Yeah, very nice. So here's Sedgwick Street, Marshall Field Garden Apartments, art on Sedgwick. Yeah. Yeah, there used to be horses. There used to be like some stables there. We're heading up towards North Avenue here. Yeah, is that all you got to say, LT? Oh, you hurt her feelings. Oh, yeah, you feel better about yourself that you cussed at somebody else there. What are you doing to make a world a better place besides complaining? I know I complain a lot too. I'm sure they already moved on. They left a nasty comment and they already scrolled on. That's good. Maybe they'll stick around just to keep taunting us. That's good. Here, we'll head up Sedgwick Street here. Oh, yeah, Brian, really Chicago. How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Big fan.
Good, thanks. Thanks for saying hello. I know I'm really loud talker. Have a good night. That's good. So here's the, yeah, we got some, I should have asked him his name there. That's good. And here, we'll head right through here. We'll head up towards there's the Brown Line station here. How you doing? How you doing? Appreciate it. Thank you. How you doing? Yeah, we'll go up to the Purple Line and the Brown Lines. Stop here. The Red Line, you got to go to North and Clybourne. And this is Mohawk Street, I think. There you can hear the train behind there. Here comes that 37 bus there, the Sedgwick bus. Oh, we missed the bus. Old Town Chicago. Yeah, taco, jalapeno salsa. Thanks for being on. And thanks for being on at lunchtime there. Yeah, you checked out that Winter Garden too. We went to top of the Harold Washington Library there at lunchtime. I already posted to TikTok and YouTube with the shorts there. And we took a nice little tour through the Loop at lunchtime. Thanks for being a part of that. Yeah, I had to make a pit stop there. I stopped at the Jewel Osco. Had to get the code for the restroom, but it was fine. Now we're fine to go, so we can head over. Hey, look, Catalpa Flats, 1516 Sedgwick. Look at this sign, Catalpa Flats. We got to look at it. Studs Terkel might have known about this building. Look at this amazing old time Chicago building here on Sedgwick here, Catalpa Flats. I like that. And here they got some of the tear down rebuilds here, very close to the transit stop here. Here it sounds the train. There's the Brown Line pulling in right there. Hey, we missed the train. Sedgwick stop, just south of North Avenue, Old Town Chicago. What is that? There's something back there. I was going to go back there, but I saw something. It's like a guard shack, and they'd be like, what are you doing filming back here? Patty Crowley Apartments. Here's the Sedgwick stop. You got a nice mural here. Sedgwick stop. There's your purple and brown lines there. Hey, Pazza Pizza. Hey, let's head up to North Avenue here. Brown Line, yeah, take the Brown Line. Old buildings are cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bill. I know we got the Grizzly Bears. Let me get across North Avenue here. I'm gonna run to get across. I don't want to wait for this light. It's a long light. So here's North Avenue. North Avenue in Sedgwick here. Yeah, we got the light. So we'll head over Concord Place. Hey, you need a washer and dryer here? There's a washer and dryer here right on the curb. Hey, it looks pretty good there. You get the washer and dryer. It's Sedgwick and North. There you go. Salvage. Tom Bot, how you doing there? Taco jalapeno salsa, Grandma's Corner. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, you saw I took the pit stop there. Gene Sheridan, how you doing there? No, this is Chicago. We're on Sedgwick Street. We're in the Old Town Triangle. Hey, look at those happy pumpkins there. They got some they carved even. Still got some fall decorations here. Yeah, we'll cut over Concord. You're in luck. I strategically went this way because we can still go by the Duck House, but we'll come at it from a different way. We'll come at it from the opposite way. And there's the steeple for St. Michael's. 6:30 it should chime. We might still hear the chimes of St. Michael if we're close enough. And we'll head over towards the Duck House, and then we'll go up towards the South Pond. I want to see if the lights are on. It's Lincoln Park Zoo, and we'll round this out that way. So this is Concord Place. We don't usually walk down the street, because I usually try to cross where there's a light. But we'll go this way since we're heading the opposite direction here. Yeah, this is Chicago. Chicago Pepite. This is Chicago. We're, as I said, we're on Concord in between Sedgwick, and North Park. This is the Old Town Triangle, which is the southern part of Lincoln Park. We walked up through the Cabrini Green area, former Cabrini Green area. We were by the casino site, North Branch Chicago River. It's on a previous live. You have to get the one right before this in my live tab. You can rewind, and if you missed it, you can watch that whole thing. That's the good thing about YouTube, is you can watch the reruns, the full reruns, and leave me a nasty comment. Here's 6:24 in the PM. We got about 40 degrees here in Chicago, United States of America, Illinois, planet Earth. I got to say that because people always ask what country, even though if I say Chicago, I guess they never heard of Chicago. I understand. Don't expect people to know. I know somebody knew what O Block was, but they didn't know what Chicago was. But they knew what O Block was. They didn't know anything about Chicago. There's hey, look at the nice workman's cottages here. Look at that housing behind there. That's on North Avenue. Look at the porches. Yeah, see how they got the porch? They got the up to the second level there. These workman cottages, full. The whole guard apartment's fully above the ground. Yeah, this is a classic workman's cottage here. See how it looks like it's sinking? Yeah, look at this one. This one really looks like it's sinking. So this is not really a raised street, but you can see there's not as many raised streets on the north side because a lot of this area was destroyed by the Great Chicago Fire, and they used the rubble to fill in the raised streets. There's a little mist. This is North Park. Look at this. There's some nice housing right here. That's got some wood siding. This is another old-timey Chicago building. It's got wood siding. That's why they call this Old Town. That's why there's an historic district. You get buildings like this that are rare in Chicago. At least there's a lot of these on the south and west side. There's just not many on the north side. Here, let me. We are getting a little drizzle here, so let me clear the. We got moisture on the screen there. There's a nice porch there. I think there's a view to the. Let me wait till this car passes. I think there's a view to the Sears Tower, but I don't think. Yeah, the Sears Tower is obscured by clouds, so we can't see it, and there's a car coming. So there's always, even on these residential streets at night, there's a lot of traffic. Turkey, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Asia Minor. Asia Major. See, there's people sitting in cars. There's always people sitting in cars. That always freaks me out. There's a lot of people sitting in cars parked here on all these streets. They get freaked out. They think I'm like a meter reader. They're like, what are you filming? I'm like, I'm not filming you. I'm just walking down the street trying to get away from you. Here's, yeah, let's go see if the ducks are out. So this is North Park and Eugenie. You know, we used to walk down Eugenie because this is the street with the ducks. And then we'll head over to the park here. So wake up Kevin. I don't know if I might have lost him on the previous live if he was watching there. Yeah, that's a joke. Our friend Kevin there. We love Kevin. There you go. Grandma's Corner. Yeah, tea time. Mace, back. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, sorry I had to take a pit stop there. Thanks for letting me take a break. I'm usually pretty good about it, but I've been drinking more liquids, trying to stay hydrated. And, you know, nature calls. We're clear to go here. We'll head by the house with the ducks here. There. Sounded like the bells of St. Michael's, but it's too early. 6:28. So let's go film the ducks, and then we might hear the chimes of St. Michael's here. So hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Old Town. Here we're on Eugenie here near Crilly Court. We're gonna go by the house with the ducks, and then we're gonna head over towards the park, see if the zoo lights are on. Even though you can't go inside yet, but they might not be on. They were on Monday. They weren't on last night. Oops, how you doing? Here, we'll head over here. We'll see if the ducks are out. Here, look at that nice stained glass, beautiful housing here on Eugenie. Again, more workmen's cottages here. These are historic buildings that go back to the 1880s or 1870s. Actually, these go back to the 1870s. Workmen's cottages. Here's the house with the ducks. How you doing there, ducks? There's the ducks. There's all four of them right there. How you doing there, ducks? You just staying warm there? They look all, you're just kind of sleeping. Those are real ducks. They're just not moving. Where's your friend the turtle there? Hey, they got this nice habitat They got their little pond there. They got their friend the turtle. Here's the ducks here. Nice workman's cottage here. We'll head out of here. How you doing? Yeah. So we'll head over to Wells Street. Yeah, Grim Evil. Ducks and the turtles there. Kelly Quinn there. Yeah, the ducks. You see that? Yeah, Gene's tuning in from Tennessee. That's great. Yeah, thankfully my sense of smell is not that good. And so I know, yeah, you want me to smell the duck poo there? Yeah. It would smell like a farm. I grew up in the country, so I'm used to farm smells. But here, this is Wells Street. And there's Wells Street looking south. The Second City's down there. This is where the exit used to be. Yeah, let's head by this beautiful housing on Eugenie here. We'll cross the street. And we'll head towards the South Pond. I got a feeling I'm going to be disappointed. Probably the lights probably won't be on, but we'll be able to tell. Look at this housing. Yeah, Jennifer Eugenie always films this beautiful housing. It was all done by the same developer. So he put a lot of work into these buildings, and it shows. And look at all the details, the fixtures, the stained glass windows, the porches, the bay windows, and the gables. And the terracotta, they used a lot of terracotta. Look at that. Look at the texture on that building. Look at the terracottas around the window, the spandrels and everything there. Look at that. See, look at that. Very nice. Oh, the general street smells. Yeah. Again, I'm probably fortunate I have a bad sense of smell, because city, yeah, you can get some rank city smells. But fortunately, Chicago has alleys. Sometimes you smell the alleys. But I know you're saying Chicago is a cesspool. You can look down on us to feel better about yourself. You can live in the suburbs there. You can live on the North Shore. You can live in Lake Forest with all the good people. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're good. So here we're almost to LaSalle Street. There's the BP. We'll do the check on gas prices here. We'll try to get across Clark Street if we can. First we got to get across this little, yeah, I got 12 seconds here. Let's get across to this island here, and maybe we'll get a view too. The skyline's hard tonight because it's really foggy. It's got low cloud cover. So normally there's a clear view of the Sears Tower, but it's not a clear night tonight. So you can see the top of the John Hancock. See above that BP sign, that's the top of John Hancock. There's your check on Chicago gas prices there. What is it, $4.19? $4.19. I know it's hard to see. Here, I want to get across to Clark Street here, so there's Eugenie Terrace there. We'll say hello to Jeremy, the pilot. They got to do the left turns here, but can't tell if the zoo lights are on or not. We'll I know they're not going to start them officially until later this week. There's a nice view to the John Hancock, 875 North Michigan and 900 North Michigan to Bloomingdale's Mall. Here we're just waiting for the left turns here. We'll cross. So here we're crossing Clark Street here. We're looking towards the skyline of Chicago. We got 6:33 in the PM here. And here's the LaSalle statue. There's the LaSalle statue on Lincoln Park here, in Lincoln Park. So Jennifer Eugenie talks about this parking garage when they, I think around 1989, 1990, 1991, they, Park District got funds to build this parking garage, probably when they expanded the History Museum there. And I think it's parking for the History Museum and the park. A lot of people that play softball in the summertime, they park here. It's managed by the Park District. It's a 2-level. See how they got some sunken parking below. Now when they were digging for the lower level parking below, they unearthed some dead human remains. And as Jennifer Eugenie always talks about, this whole portion of Lincoln Park was a pauper cemetery, and then actually parts of the Gold Coast were the Catholic and Protestant cemetery. And you see how and so they had to stop construction work on this, and they had to do an archaeological, became a crime investigation, or a archaeological dig there, preserve the human remains. And so who knows how many more dead bodies they might still be floating around here. And even back to the indigenous people, we talk about that too. But yeah, it looks like there's some lights on. I think I see the Ferris wheel lights on. Yeah, the lights are on in the zoo. So good, you're in luck. We'll get some skyline views as we head towards that bridge. But then we'll get the holiday lights there. We won't go inside. We'll save that for probably next week. Probably in the middle of the week, we'll pick a day and we'll pay $10 or whatever it costs to go through the Lincoln Park Zoo lights there. There you can see back to the skyline of Chicago. We're on crossing Stockton here. And here I'll head down to this path here. We'll go munching through the leaves here. See if I slip on this slippery slope here. But yeah, I see the Ferris wheel. Yeah, let's head towards these Lincoln Park Zoo lights here. It's like Apocalypse Now when they're going up the 30 clicks up the Dong River there, or whatever it's called. I can't say it right. And they see that Ferris wheel where they're fighting over that bridge, and it's like chaos. All the soldiers are on drugs, and they can't find the commanding officer, and they're just wandering around. And Lance, the surfer guy, he's on acid, and he's freaking out. He's in a war zone on acid, looking at the lights and the bombs, and he's like, "Get down!" You know, and what a hellscape that was. That's a real hellhole. Apocalypse Now. But here we're in Chicago, a different hellhole. I say that with affection. I live here, so I'm allowed to say that. With love. But hey, yeah, let's go down here. Let's head down towards the South Pond here. Let's head towards these lights. Is that a mirage? Yeah, flowers to the mods there. Thanks. Yeah, thanks to the mods. You guys are doing great. Appreciate it. Thanks for being on here. It's a thankless job. And I'm not missing most of the comments anyway, so it's probably a good thing. I'm missing the good ones as well. Yeah, Glasgow, Scotland there. Hey. Yeah, when we got that snow last week, some people tuned in from Scotland. They said, "We wish we got snow in Scotland. We're just getting rain right now." And that's how our winters have been the past few winters, at least in the city. The suburbs would get snow and we would get rain. Get 33-degree rain, Fahrenheit. Cold, cold November rain. Hey, the Ferris wheel's turning. At least the lights are. Yeah, where's the snow? We got snow last Monday and it was all melted by Wednesday of last week. So the snow's been gone for a week. There's the dog here. How you doing? So we're almost to the South Pond here in Lincoln Park, Chicago. Heading home from work. We got about 40 degrees. And we'll check out these zoo lights. See, I don't even have to set up lights. I could just walk over here. I don't even have to go inside the zoo. I can just see the lights from across the pond here, walking home from work. And it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Remember last year, the year before, with my cousin Mike, we drove with his wife. We drove through the Coney Island in Cincinnati. We pay for a carload and you drive through it. We thought last year was going to be the last year, but I think I got to talk to Mike about that. I don't know if they're going to do it again this year, but I'm not going down there for Thanksgiving. But that rerun's still on YouTube. I can't monetize it because of all the copyrighted music, but if you want to get in the Christmas spirit, go back to last year after Thanksgiving. It's all reverse chronological order there on my live tab. And maybe I'll cut out some clips. One of the reasons I'm on YouTube is my reruns get stored indefinitely, which was harder to do on TikTok. After a month, they would roll off and they would erase them. And if you didn't download them, you would lose it. So I can go back to footage I filmed years ago and cut out clips for reruns. Isn't that amazing? It's this amazing, endless source of Chicago content. And you can look at it as well. You just might have to watch an ad. But here we'll head around the South Pond here, Lincoln Park, Chicago. See Clark Street's over there. Hey, you hear the ducks? Ducks are talking to us. Whack. Yeah. How you doing there, ducks? Thanks for saying hello. Well, they got this nice ground lighting here. Oh, you can't walk. Oh, wait, we can easily get around this. I think they had it blocked off when it was. Maybe I shouldn't be walking through here. I don't know. I want to go this way though. I think they had it blocked off when it was the snow. Maybe it's too slippery. But hey, look at the zoo lights there. We're heading towards there. If you just joined, we're in Chicago. This is the nature boardwalk around the South Pond. And here I'll have to get around this barricade here. But I guess I should have just went this way. I didn't realize I could go this way. I have no idea why they have this closed. We're out of it though. But here, let's head towards the lights, the Lincoln Park holiday lights here. I think this officially starts Friday. Maybe tomorrow night they might have it for the Friends of the Zoo, VIP, early sneak peek. Or maybe that's what they're doing tonight too. This is the South Pond. See, there's the Grant statue over there. Yeah, Chris is tuning in. Taco, Wes, Grandma's Corner. If I missed anything, Taco Jalapeno Salsa. Thanks for tuning in. Kiki Frost. December 22nd. Mondays are free. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Kiki Frost. So Mondays are free with registration. Yeah, you just have. Oh, so thank you. Thanks, Kiki. So probably Monday night. We'll plan on registering. I'll do that right as soon as I get home. I'll try to, because it'll the free nights, the registration fills up. So you get register as quickly as possible. And thanks for reminding me of that, Kiki. Yeah, well, Monday night we'll try to get in for free. And I do support the zoo in other ways. Friends of mine are friends of the zoo. He has a good endowment. And we just, by promoting the zoo, hopefully they'll be happy with that. But look at the Ferris wheel. We'll head across this bridge. We'll check out the lights there, and there's a nice view to the skyline. But the skyline's going to be weird tonight because the low cloud cover. So we'll see what it looks like. Hey, let's go towards these dragons. Here's the farm in the zoo. This is the farm in the zoo. The cows and the goats are in that barn. Hey, the Ferris wheel's looking nice. Look at the reflection in the water there. Yeah, look at that.
And I was so mad.
Hey, you want me to take a swim? Yeah. I'm sure you'd like that. Yeah, Christmas tree lighting ceremony. There, yeah, pre-show 5 p.m. tree lighting. Yeah, we're going to try to be there. I'm going to try to meet with Ernesto, Chicago Nuggies. He's going to have his drone. Might get some drone footage, live drone footage of the tree. That'll be a new. See, look at this Chicago live streamer groups. We got people flying drones, and we'll have it covered from all angles. If my stream goes down, you'll be able to switch to somebody else's stream. Follow all the Chicago local live streamers here for events like this. And you'll see all the reruns anyway. We caught the Old Town tree lighting last night. That was the... Hey, look. There's the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. They got them on. They got the music on. Yeah, let's head across this bridge. Let's check out the Ferris wheel here. Yeah, they got the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, it's a winter wonderland. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Lincoln Park. Here we got November the 19th, 2025. Look at that beautiful skyline there. Low cloud cover, about 40 degrees. We got 6:43 in the p.m. Look at that glow hitting that cloud. And this is the South Pond and the Lincoln Park. They got the Lincoln Park Zoo lights on tonight. There's the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, we'll head right around here. There's Cafe Brar. Yeah, look at the nice reflection in the water there. And yeah, they got the tunnel of love. They got the music on here. Yeah, there's people in there, so this might be Friends of the Zoo. I bet this is for Friends of the Zoo tonight. Yeah, they got a special sneak peek here, so they get it all to themselves here. But look at the and they pay for this. You know, they fund the zoo here. Yeah, look at the lights here. Chicago, Illinois, Lincoln Park Zoo lights. So yeah, we'll plan on Monday. That's a good Monday night. As long as I get registered there, we'll check it out. I'm just heading this way to show you the Ferris wheel. And there you can see it over there. Lincoln Park Zoo lights here, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, Naya Papaya and her baby. Yeah, Taco, Gene, 99, Vixter. Yeah, you can just watch it virtually. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can't get out and about here, I'll be your eyes and ears, your legs on the street here. We'll show you what's happening in real time. It's not as good as being there, but it's close. And look at the Ferris wheel, zoo lights here. Something to do. Gives me something to do. I feel like this is my community service here. There, they got the big bear. Yeah, they got the kids waving low here. Here's the Ferris wheel. Yeah, I want to see these trees. Let's walk through these trees. You don't have to go inside to get to these trees. So there's DuSable Lakeshore Drive. There's the skyline of Chicago. We got Wednesday, November the 19th. Yeah, there's people on the Ferris wheel. You hear them? There's the kids waving hello to you. How you doing there? Gingerbread kids there. It's the cool kids. Yeah, look at these trees. Let's walk through these trees. Very colorful, decorated trees with the Ferris wheel here. Lincoln Park Zoo, Chicago, Illinois. Here's the parking lot. Oh, there's people jogging. There's people jogging in the parking lot. Yeah, there's all the joggers. People with strollers. But yeah, here's the parking lot for Lincoln Park Zoo. Hey, there's the Ferris wheel. Look at that. That looks nice with the trees. So hey, we got the early preview of the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. And they reversed it. They're going around the other way. They're turning it backwards. Oh, it's speeding up. It's going fast. It's out of control. You're out of control. There it goes, the Ferris wheel, Lincoln Park Zoo. So I guess they were just loading it up and now it's actually going. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's people in there. Hey, there's the gingerbread cookies waving hello there. How you doing, the boys and girls there? Candy Lane there, Candy Cane Lane. So we'll head back to the South Pond. Yeah, there's the Ferris wheel, Lincoln Park Zoo. Yeah, have a good team there, or have a good night there, team. Yeah. Thanks, Taco. Thanks for being on. Have a great Wednesday evening. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Hope you're doing well, and we'll talk offline there. Here's Esteban there. Lori, how you doing there? You getting in a festive mood? Yeah, I'm getting in a festive mood. This week's helping out. Esteban, you're what are you gonna stalk me? You're gonna like challenge me? You're gonna jump out of the bush and like attack me? Is that why? Why are you so concerned about what weapons I carry? I'm gonna ignore you from now on. You're not. You're asking weird stuff here. I think you're like a bot, just like programmed to make people scared to come to Chicago. What are you so afraid of? Are you carry a weapon everywhere you go? I'm sure you're armed to the teeth right now on the internet. You're on the internet, you're armed to the teeth. You can get robbed on the internet too, you know that, right? I'm not making light of it. Yeah, Chicago's a dangerous city. We're by the Lincoln Park Zoo. There's kids here. I mean, come on. We walked by several schools tonight. People were picking up their kids from school. I'm more afraid of ICE than I am afraid of people in the streets jumping me. I'm serious. I'm more worried about the federal government. You know, thankfully I don't fit the profile what they're looking for. If I did, I would be more worried about that. You know, seriously. I fear people that are in January 6th more than I fear Antifa. I do. Antifa, I think I could like be like, hey, I'm on your side there, you know. I'm not rich. I'm not a fascist. Are you a fascist? Esteban, are you a fascist? How you doing here? Well, thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. There, look at a nice view of the Chicago skyline there. The same people that resisted wearing masks during the pandemic, they love their masks now. They wear their masks everywhere they go. Remember the Rage Against the Machine song? You know, some of those in our armed forces are the same as the ones burning crosses. You ever think about what those lyrics are about? You know, can you trust? You know, look at the lengths That's what the consent decree. Why does Chicago have a consent decree? Trust was lost between the police department and the community that was tasked to police. People honestly feared the police as an oppressive force. It wasn't a community service, so we have a consent decree. So we trust the police more now, and the police trust us, hopefully. And that was before the feds came in. See that they said, to hell with your consent decree. They have their rental cars, and so we got unmasked, these armed men, masked men from out of the state coming in here. They're like, trust us. We're like, who are you? We can't tell you who you are. Trust us. Like, we don't trust you. Tell us who you are. Show us your face. No, we won't do that, because they're worried about their families. They're worried about being doxxed and lawsuits. I think they're more worried about lawsuits than anything else. So here, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the South Pond here. Look at the beautiful holiday Christmas lights here. We got the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, they got the music playing here. We were over there by the Ferris wheel. This is the preview of the Lincoln Park Zoo Christmas lights here. So, yeah, it's a belief system, not a group. I mean, I know we got to talk about the technicalities. Thanks for helping out there, everybody here. But here's, we'll check out the Lincoln Park Zoo lights here. We'll see the Cheshire Cat. Yeah, look at that. So I guess this is the Friends of the Zoo night. It's a sneak preview, but we'll be able to see the entry tree turned on. And they got the music going. We'll probably do this. We'll probably do the Lincoln Park Zoo lights on Monday. I'll see if I can get it registered for that free night. There's the Cheshire Cat. And so there's the field where they do the whole time music and stuff. We'll walk around here. So it'd probably be hard to see the lights from this side, but we'll try to head around to the main entrance. And I'm about to wrap this up. Thanks for coming back for the second live. I was on earlier and I took a pit stop and then we came on again. But tomorrow, the general game plan for tomorrow is I'm going to walk into work as usual. We'll be downtown for our lunchtime walk. I'll head straight to the Kris Kringle Market at lunchtime. If you want to see the first opportunity, possibly, if it's open tomorrow at noon, we'll go into the Kris Kringle Market there at Daily Plaza. The German Christmas market is free. And we'll check out the ornaments and the schnitzel and the cuckoo clocks and see how crowded it is. And then tomorrow evening on my walk home from work, thanks to Hubert for giving me the tip. See, they got this light lounge here. We'll be able to check that out on Monday. These are the Lincoln Park Zoo lights here we're looking at. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, about 5:30, we'll be up, hope to go by the Bloomingdale's Mall there on North Michigan Avenue, 900 North Michigan. Last year they had the Angels singing and the Rockettes and the drummers, and boys, and they had it all, they're trying to get people to shop at the Bloomingdale's Mall shores there. And it's to kick off their Christmas season there. So we'll catch that on Thursday. And then Friday night is the lighting of the Christmas tree at Millennium Park. Ernesto Chicago Nuggies might have his drone. We'll see what else we see down there. We'll try to get there after 5 o'clock. After work, I'll go straight over there. I'll go through security right away. And we'll hook up with Ernie. So it'll be better with Ernie because we'll have somebody to talk to. See, when I live stream alone, I don't like standing in one place because I'd rather be walking and talking, and I get antsy. But if I got somebody to talk to, Ernie will be messing with his drone, and we could film him. We could film him flying the drone. And I think his friend Jose has a drone too, and maybe that was Ernie's drone. I don't know if that was Jose's drone. Of course, Dan Cruz has his drone there. And Humboldt Park there. We're in Lincoln Park. Bugs Moran used to live in that building. There's the Lincoln Park Cultural Center. There's Clark Street behind Lincoln Park West. This is the Lincoln Park Zoo with the bear, the black bear, not the brown bears. The brown bears, the grizzly bears are up by the polar bears. This is Lincoln Park Zoo. We'll show you the nice entrance here. And yeah, I think if I can get register for Monday night, you got to register even though it's free. Give me your email address. I think I'm already in the system from last year. And we'll try to do the Lincoln Park Zoo lights on Monday night. That's a good idea. And we'll probably be back several times. I might do one on TikTok and we might do one on YouTube. That's the good thing about, I can still go live on TikTok and we'll do a super friends only or super fans only, but everybody will be able to watch, and we'll get some. I might, if I go into the zoo a second or third time, we'll do it on TikTok so people on TikTok can see it, and then we'll do it on YouTube. And I might do a landscape. I might do a members only landscape version of the zoo lights. And when I do it live, it'll be for, I got to figure out how to do that for YouTube, and then I might let everybody watch the rerun. But when we do it live, we'll do it for members only there. And wouldn't that be nice, just to have a members only chat? And the mods, it would be a gift to the mods. The mods could just simply watch and interact with people without having to block weird comments. Here's yeah, the zoo lights, we're back. See, I already got a rerun posted for this for Monday. Here's the Stockton side entrance to the Lincoln Park Zoo lights here. Lincoln Park, Chicago. We got November the 19th, 2025 here. There it is, the zoo lights there. Brought to you by the QQQ, which is indexing the NASDAQ. We got that beautiful tree there. And here, let's walk under the sign here. Lincoln Park Zoo lights here. Yeah, the dog likes it there. Look at the beautiful tree here. So we'll do this on Monday. This is just your sneak preview. And I think they got it just for the friends of the zoo anyway. And it'll be open to the public, I think, on Friday and Saturday. You have to pay. See, it says private event. It says private event. So hey, they're running the train though. There goes the ding of the train there. We can walk along this path in the park. We can kind of see trees. Yeah, there you go. So hey, we'll go back to this next week. We'll come back Monday. We'll check out the zoo lights here. Here's the Bell in Stratford. Hey, look at the lights there. Yeah, May's up late. May's up really late here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody here. And so I'll sign off in about a few minutes here. We'll see if we get you up to the Billy Shakespeare statue here. But yeah, I hope you sleep well, May. Kelly Quinn there, taco jalapeno salsa. Yeah, thanks for pinning that there where I'm at there. Yeah, enjoy your evening there. Thanks. Yeah, it's an amazing place there. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. What there? Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, they had worse things to worry about than smelling smoke there. I know Indiana and Wisconsin are worse, but I'm glad it's legal in Illinois there. London, Mimar, how you doing there? Anita, thanks for being on there. Lori Olson there. 1920s, your grandparents lived in Chicago in the 1920s. Then they lived in California. Hey, good, yeah, thanks for tuning in to see your grandparents' hometown here. That's good, yeah. Lincoln Park Zoo. You can check out my reruns there. But hey, you can hear the music, they're playing the music there. Maybe it's bad that I'm heading through here. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. I'll have to scrub out this music. But the algorithm can pick up even that faint music. Like, it can pick up music coming out of a car stereo. It'll be like copyrighted music. I'm like, it was just a motorcycle driving by, playing the radio, and they're like, oh, copyrighted music. It's just legal liability is all it is. So here we'll head across. But hey, we'll be back on tomorrow morning. Yeah, we'll catch tomorrow. They're gonna open. They're supposed to open the Kris Kringle Market there, Daily Plaza. So we'll try to see that at lunchtime tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we'll do the Bloomingdale's Mall Christmas Spectacular, and then we'll do Millennium Park on Friday, Michigan Avenue on Saturday, and then I'm going to take a break on Sunday. Monday night we'll we'll see if we can do the Lincoln Park Zoo lights there. If not, Monday. And then next week, Thanksgiving on Thursday, we got the Thanksgiving parade in Chicago on State Street. So hey, we'll head through the tunnel. We'll get you to the Billy Shakespeare statue. I'll start saying goodbye. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for coming back to the second live. Thanks to all my great mod team there. Taco Jalapeno Salsa, and thanks Grandma's Corner there. Anita, thanks for running the team there. And I saw Pizza Lisa, and who else was on earlier today? Mary Therese, Chris, thanks for being on. I don't know if Natalie, and thanks everybody else there if I missed anybody. I always miss people. Shauna, I know Shauna's been getting back into the groove there. And thanks Anita and everybody else there. There's the bell in Stratford. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, and then we'll start. I'm looking forward to the Kris Kringle Market. That should be nice. Hey, Grandma's Corner, Scott, Alyssa, Angie Love, Andy Kane there, the Ruby, Raven, Zuby. Thanks everybody there. John, T-Lime Tea Time. Yeah, Grim Evil, Kelly Quinn, Zoom Patrol. Yeah. Thanks everybody there. Kiki, thanks for the good info. Joseph, Wes, Algis, Lori, Wayne. Yeah, Grandma's Corner, their taco. And the Reaper. Yeah, see everybody here. Here's the Billy Shakespeare here, the Bell in Stratford. Yeah, look at the Bell in Stratford. Let's show the nice holiday lights here. The Bell in Stratford. They always light the building up nice, and then they got the nice holiday lights there. I'll just show you the outside here really quickly. I always lose my connection when I try to show. Look at all the cars they're valeting here. They got the nice restaurant, and they got the Mona Migabi, and then they got this other restaurant over here. And yeah, look at the nice, we'll end it this way here. Yeah, look at the nice holiday lights here, the Bell in Stratford, Lincoln Park, Chicago. 40 degrees there. Have a good night there. Sleep tight. We'll see you tomorrow. If I missed you, appreciate it. Thanks for the gifts, likes, and follows, and give them the thumbs up there. I'm on TikTok and YouTube. There's a, wow, look at, let's see if we can just speak in here. Here, wait till the people come out here. Yeah, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, heavy door. Thank you. Yeah, it's a very heavy door. So here's the beautiful interior of the Bell in Stratford. This is where you go for the Mona Migabi. And look how nice they got it decorated for the holidays. And here's this new restaurant right here. And then here's Mona Migabi on this side. Look at that. And here's this restaurant here. And here we'll head out of here. Go ahead. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you can go up the ramp here. They got valet.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everybody.